You have spent years trying to silence the noise in your head. We watch you download every new meditation app on the market. We see you force yourself through endless breathing routines. You rely on sheer willpower to crush every stray idea. Yet the moment you close your eyes, the volume only spikes. We recognize that sudden panic in your chest. We refuse to sell you another empty relaxation trick. We choose to expose the fundamental flaw in your approach. You have been treating your mind like a broken switch. We know you keep flipping it off while expecting a permanent blackout. We understand the exact reason your mental static refuses to fade. We see that your lack of focus is never the real problem. We know the true enemy is your relentless war against your own biology. We will show you how to redirect that chaotic energy. We teach you to stop pushing the river and start steering the current. We strip away every comfortable excuse you have built. We leave you with absolutely no room for mental retreat. We make you understand why resistance only fuels the fire. We hand you the exact blueprint to reclaim your focus. We guarantee your old strategies end the moment you press play. We step straight into an era obsessed with mental silence. Every influencer is selling you another quick technique. You constantly see promises of a 5-minute fix. Nobody warns you about the brutal catch. These tricks work exactly one time. They collapse the next time you face real pressure. You remember sitting on that stiff meditation cushion. You followed every single instruction to the letter. Your thoughts still raced like a broken engine. That exact frustration is why you are here. We refuse to hand you another temporary distraction. We will dismantle the illusion of effortless calm. You will finally see why standard advice fails under stress. We start with the simplest routines you already know. We quickly expose their fatal design flaws. You will learn why your biology rejects forced quiet. We guide you past every cheap shortcut on the market. We build towards systems that actually rewire your focus. You will finally grasp how to channel the noise. Real transformation begins when you stop fighting your own mind. We start exactly where every beginner begins. We guide you through 3 to 5 deep belly breaths. You hold the air at the very top of each inhale. We tell you to pull your belly inward during a long exhale. You pause completely at the bottom before drawing fresh oxygen. We keep the routine brutally simple. You can execute it anywhere, without any tools. We then shift your focus to memory switching. You deliberately latch onto a pleasant moment. We show you how it displaces an intrusive spiral. We also test pure distraction techniques. You scroll through a video or answer a phone call. You run cold water straight across your face. We acknowledge these methods absolutely work on paper. We also warn you they only treat surface symptoms. They completely fail when anxiety runs deep. The quiet shatters the moment the distraction stops. Your mind attacks you with the exact same thoughts. We expose this fatal limitation in every popular shortcut. This exact realization forces us into the next phase. We step into the next tier of mental control. We strip away the noise and give you a single point to hold. You stop chasing 1,000 scattered thoughts. You lock your focus on a neutral object. We suggest a simple teapot lid or a blank spot on your wall. This practice works exactly like grabbing a heavy log in a violent storm. You never actually stop the wind. You simply anchor yourself until the chaos passes. We then push you toward a harder variation. You practice concentration without any physical target at all. You pull yourself into the present through sheer willpower. Your background thoughts continue to chatter. You let them run while you refuse to follow them. We also ground you in physical sensation. You feel the solid chair pressing against your spine. You notice your feet planted firmly on the floor. We even tell you to lean into the discomfort of an uneven surface. You quickly realize that attention operates exactly like a muscle. We train you to direct it with surgical precision. Wherever you point it determines exactly what vanishes from your reality. We now shift your attention to the rhythm of your own breathing. Almost nobody realizes how breath directly fuels your mental chatter. Thoughts behave exactly like glowing embers waiting for air. Every sharp inhale you take fans those sparks into flames. Every slow exhale you release lets the fire naturally dim. We teach you to exploit this simple mechanical link. You hold your breath completely after a full emptying. You maintain that empty state for exactly 15 seconds. You instantly create a clean gap inside your mental noise. We then push you to stretch your exhalation further. You make each outward breath 4 times longer than your inward pull. You repeat this ratio until your mind runs out of fuel. You lock your physical frame into absolute stillness. You quickly notice a rare silence taking over your awareness. Your brain suddenly finds absolutely nothing left to feed on. We strip away every mystical label from this entire process. You are simply applying raw physiological mechanics to your nervous system. We force you to understand the underlying architecture of focus. You stop merely attempting quiet moments and start actually living them. You finally experience the precise control you have been chasing. We now direct your attention to the most overlooked bridge in your system. You will locate this exact mechanism right inside your throat. That relentless internal narrator actually resides in your vocal cords. It argues with people who are not even in the room. It rehearses tomorrow meetings while you lie awake at night. We show you how to intercept that physical tension directly. You engage a gentle lock at the base of your throat. You lower your chin slightly toward your chest. You softly restrain the physical impulse to vocalize the next thought. You combine this subtle restraint with a prolonged exhale. The mental dialogue immediately begins to lose its sharp volume. It does not vanish into thin air. It simply settles into a manageable, quiet rhythm. We strip away every false belief about your true nature right now. That running commentary is absolutely not your actual self. It operates purely as a conditioned neurological habit. You can permanently unlearn any habit once you find its physical trigger. You grasp this realization and instantly reclaim your mental space. We leverage this exact breakthrough to push you forward. You cross the threshold into the next phase of mastery. We flip the entire script right here. You have spent months trying to silence your own mind. That goal is fundamentally broken from the start. Fighting mental noise only feeds the fire. You can study swimming techniques for years. You can collect every manual on staying afloat. Nothing actually changes until you jump into the pool. Reading about water never teaches you to swim. Watching experts never builds your own balance. Most people hoard mental tricks like trading cards. They understand the theory perfectly. They completely miss the direct experience. Intellectual knowledge just creates heavier mental clutter. You do not need another clever workaround. You need a completely new stance toward the noise. We guide you to stop treating thoughts as enemies. You simply let them pass through your awareness. That subtle shift dissolves the internal war instantly. You stop pushing against the current. You finally learn how to ride the waves. We turn directly toward the noise instead of running from it. You stop pushing back and start facing your own mental chatter head on. Lay every single thought out on the table in front of you. Ask yourself exactly what sits right in front of your awareness. Look closely at the shape and texture of that fleeting idea. You will quickly notice how fragile these concepts actually are. Thoughts only thrive on your unconscious attention and hidden fear. The moment you stare directly at them, they start to shrink. We guide you into a deliberate mental dead end right now. Turn that sharp focus inward with absolute intensity. Ask yourself which exact thought occupies your mind at this second. Pin it down and examine its true substance. You will suddenly discover a startling emptiness in its place. The noise was only real because you refused to inspect it. Direct observation instantly strips away all its hidden power. We watch you drop the heavy armor of mental resistance. The grip loosens the second you stop feeding the illusion. You finally step out of the passenger seat of your own head. The mind stops steering your life through hidden compulsions. You simply notice the machinery instead of getting trapped inside it. We guide you straight into the quiet space that already exists. The deepest shift in this practice requires zero effort from you. You do not need to force your mind into submission. Silence already lives between every single passing thought. You simply never paused long enough to recognize it. We invite you to watch your mental chatter like distant clouds. You stop battling the storm and start observing the sky. Something fundamental begins to change in your awareness. This shift happens outside of any rigid technique or rule. It arrives the moment you grow exhausted from the internal war. We watch you finally surrender the heavy weight of control. That quiet space opens naturally when you stop chasing peace. You realize this stillness was never something you had to build. It is a simple remembering of what was always there. We see you step back from the endless mental noise. You recognize that you never were the chaos itself. You have always been the steady witness behind it all. The gaps between thoughts hold the only truth you need. We leave you resting in that boundless awareness right now. You finally understand that watching the mind is enough. Every restless thought you experience is never a malfunction. Each racing mind acts as a direct signal. Life pushes you toward a deeper awareness of who you actually are beneath the noise. The real problem is not that you cannot stop thinking. The issue is simply that nobody ever showed you what waits on the other side. We know exactly where you stand right now. Your version of this struggle looks completely different from anyone else. That is why we offer a free clarity session to step into your specific situation. We sit down with you and examine the exact patterns holding you back. You will hear zero pressure and absolutely no rehearsed scripts. We just share an honest conversation about your reality. We will figure out together what keeps you trapped in that endless loop. We will map out exactly what you must do next. You finally get to stop collecting empty techniques. You step into a space where you actually experience something real. Click the link in our profile header to connect with one of our team experts today. We will break down your situation together in just a few minutes. Subscribe to this channel so you never miss the next breakthrough. We are waiting for you on the other side of the noise. Step through and claim the quiet life you already own.